Now we are.
Okay.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. It is, what is today? The 27th. Yes, Friday, the 27th.
My dad's birthday.
Is it?
It was.
It was.
If he
Yeah.
was still alive.
Oh, how old would he be?
He'd be
Put you on the spot there.
He'd be about 100, well over 100 today.
Anyway, happy birthday, Grandpa.
Yeah.
So we got, quite a few things to go over tonight. Not a huge long list, but being as it's the last Friday of the decade, we thought we would get on here and. Vicky didn't bring her phone. She's got to go in and get her phone. So
We'll
stay
here.
with us. So hopefully nobody
I
says
don't know what
anything
the
super
weather is
important.
like wherever you are. The weather here is kind of iffy. But boy, it's nothing compared to what it is around the country. I mean, we have a kind of an overcast, cloudy, gloomy day, but we actually had a lot of sunshine this afternoon. So
We did, yeah.
it's compared to where it is in other places, even sunny Southern California, it's being hit with snowstorms. So
Crazy.
we're lucky out here in the Arizona desert.
So, hope everybody had a great Christmas. We certainly did. Had a terrific Christmas. And let's see, something I wanted to mention in regards to that. Oh, Wednesday's video. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of comments on Wednesday's video, carving those inset letters. That's on that chloride leather shop sign. And carving those inset letters, the Bookman inset letters, with the 60-degree bit. And I may have mentioned on there, I can't remember for sure, but I could, if you wanted sharper corners on that, sharper inside corners, then doing it with a profile bit would definitely be the way to go. I decided video on that on Monday, if everything goes right. So, that's right. Vicky's birthday is on Monday. So everybody say happy birthday to Vicky.
Yeah, no thanks.
Let's see. Oh, yes. Our giveaway tonight this is what it looks like when it's opened up. But this one's cleaner. Mine's kind of dirty. XL. So we're giving that away. Vicky will be asking a question here in a few minutes.
Domestic only.
Yes, domestic only.
Thanks, guys.
So I want to talk. I want to give a shout out to somebody that sent me an email about a week ago. John Moore from Rhoten, Oklahoma, sent me an email and said, "Hey Eric, here's a way I thought of to give back to our veterans. I went to the Veterans Center and held a bingo night with a couple of my signs as prizes. It was a great night getting to spend the evening with these heroes of our past. I think I got more out of it than they did. But I just thought that was such a cool idea." And he sent a couple pictures. This is John and the sign he made and the gentleman that won it. And then there was...
That one's for the Korean vet.
Yeah, the Korean vet. And then the Vietnam vet. There's John again.
Great work. Very nice.
Beautiful
signs.
work, John. Great work. And what a cool idea. I think that's a great way to give back to the vets who have given so much for us. So, John, I wanted to give you a shout out, say congratulations on beautiful work and terrific idea. I think that's...
We're going to try to do something along that line. It might not be the same, but something along that line. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's such a good idea to help give back a little bit to the vets.
Absolutely. So, again, congratulations, John. Okay, so this is the last Friday of the month. So the next, oh, bless you.
Bless you.
The next template of the month, I got it here somewhere. Cool one that Vicky found. Little double Siamese cats. They look Siamese anyway, something like that. Anyway, I carved it.
Thank you for the same push.
I carved it, and I really like the way it came out. I'm not sure which one I like. Probably the inset. It is on the same board, the same cedar board that I did November's. That was November's. So this is the. Oh no, that was December.
Yeah,
This is
January.
this is January's. The cat. So or the pair of cats.
Bull says, we are Siamese, if you please. I was thinking the same thing.
That's from Lady and the Tramp.
Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, yeah. I figured.
Or is it the Aristocats?
Oh, it might be the
Might be
Aristocats.
The Aristocats, yeah.
Might be. Yeah, they both. Yeah, I get those mixed up.
He says we are Siamese, if you don't please.
Anyway, I thought it was a cool little logo. It was fun to carve. Really a kick to carve. I probably still like the inset, but you know, this gives you an opportunity to put some whiskers on there and, you know, draw a nose or something if you want to. Anyway, so that's the template of the month for January. So I think we probably already started shipping a few of those out in orders. We always kind of jump that by a few days. Okay, so here's the tip of the week. I was out there carving today, and again, it's been the low 40s today, but you know, for the last few days, and I know that is like a warming spree for most of the country, but it's cold to me. So what I found out, here's my base. What I found out that in my stocking, my darling wife got me some hand warmers. I think you got some, I got some, so we've got a bunch of these.
I used a pair of them today when I did my 2-mile walk.
Yeah. You're screeching there.
Yeah, my throat is really, my voice is really cracking. Sorry about that.
Anyway, this is what they look like when you open them up. You guys know what these are. But what I realized, I had them in my pocket as I was carving my hand up. Then I realized, I wonder if I can carve with that thing in my hand. And I actually can. I gripped this and kept this in my hand. I had 2 of them. Kept these in my hand while I was carving. So you guys that carve in a cold temperature, not a bad idea. It really, it didn't cause me any lack of mobility or anything. And it was kind of nice to have that in my hand.
Perfect. I love it.
It's
We'll
awesome.
have to bring it out and show how they
Yeah,
carved on it. But
Did we did show it.
we did? Not
I think-
carved.
Did
Not
we?
lasered,
Wow. I can't remember. Yeah, maybe we didn't. But we did show it last Friday, I think.
Yeah.
Before Dad put the carving on it. Anyway, yeah, Todd, it's awesome. It sits right in the middle of our table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's sitting right in the middle of our table.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I set the laser up and engraved your name on it. Looks
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
Michael Considine
on the
says
bottom
he uses
side.
those all the time.
Michael, you use these? Boston Mike uses them. Yeah, they're if you're carving in a cold situation, you can actually, if you've got a base plate like ours, you can actually, or I can, hold it in my hand as I'm routing. It's kind of cool. I just kind of tried it and it worked. Anyway, that's the tip of the week.
It also works pretty well with the walking stick. I had mine, had my gloves on, and I kept the walking stick in my hand with one of those, and it just kept my hand nice and warm.
Excellent.
And it was cold today.
Yeah. That is, gosh, you know what? That's about it. Yeah. The only, I was going to mention on here, I did use, if you guys want to know what I used to carve this, I used the profile bit on both of them for the detail, and then in here and around here, I used the 60. I could have used the 90, but the 60 will leave a little bit more texture in there because it's down a little narrower. But anyway, I forgot to share that
We have
earlier.
Tim Densmore here from Nova Scotia. I think that's the first one.
Tim. Welcome, Tim. I bet it's colder where he is than
Yeah,
it is
I'm
here.
afraid to scroll up because that seems to be when I lose it.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I
Okay.
apologize if I haven't said anything to anybody, but they're all here.
Everybody's here, huh?
Everybody's
The whole
here.
gang is
The whole
here.
gang.
Welcome, you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Todd Scholes asked if I've ever made a template for Native American. No, I have not.
Well,
We have the
had that.
Southwestern.
Yeah, we had that Trails End.
The trails end.
That's it.
Yeah, the Trails End is that's the one that came to my mind too. Yeah. Um, so if there's
He said
any,
he just, I'm sorry, just got 3 inches of snow.
who
Well,
did?
Tim.
Oh, in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, it gets cold
Sweden,
up there.
Hans is here from Sweden. 2 a.m. in the morning there.
2 a.m. in Europe. Yep. Thank you guys for tuning in. So we really want to really make this all about you guys. If you guys have questions, things I could answer um, about what the projects. If there's any questions, be sure and let Vicky know because I'd like to answer some questions for you guys tonight. I have a few announcements. Are you ready for me to do the giveaway, babe? Or
Yeah.
Okay. So
All right. So, are you guys ready for the trivia question for the?
do you have your microphone on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. See, I touched it. All right. Here's the question. I lost it. Hold on. On New Year's Eve in 1985, which celebrity died in a plane crash?
Ooh, I know because I
New
heard.
Year's Eve, 1985, which celebrity died in a plane crash?
Are you going to give any hints? Well, you got people Googling it as we speak,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yes, Mike from Boston, Ricky Nelson. You are correct.
Boston Mike.
Yep,
You go, Mike. Ricky Nelson.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay.
Ricky Nelson. All right,
It's on the way to you, Mike. We'll ship it out of here tomorrow.
Don Borden's here. You don't need nothing, Don. Shush.
Shush.
I think that was actually Richie Valance that you're thinking, but
Richie
it
Valens.
wasn't Rich. It was Rick Nelson. Ricky
Rick
Nelson.
Nelson. Then.
Another performer, but I've forgotten now.
Well, it wasn't the Bopper. What's his name?
No, that was-
with
And
the
the
big
But
one.
that's completely. That was way before 1985.
Yeah, there was another performer with Ricky Nelson, but I can't remember
Was
who
there?
it was.
That's interesting trivia. I didn't know that.
All right, so a couple of questions. I'm going to come back and see if I can find them.
Okay.
Did you find any new back around scenes? Know what you're talking about. There was another question up here. I'm afraid that. Oh, Doc Quinlan?
Yeah.
How did you attach the light to the router?
Okay. So this is Illumino light. That's something that we have in our Amazon store, and it's a book light. It has a clip on it. I used to clip it on the router cord, but a collaboration with my wife, I came up with the idea, and this clips on, and these are flexible heads, of course. But it was kind of irritating to me that they would kind of shake and stuff. So literally, I just glued them on there. I glued it on with Starbond, a CA glue. I use Starbond thick, and I glued it at this spot and this spot on both of them. And they've been on there for
Months.
a couple months at least.
So I turn them on so they can
Oh
see.
yeah. So it's got two
Two
like
adjustments
yeah,
on
like
the lights.
like dim and bright, and it's rechargeable. So you can go probably 4 or 5 hours and then it recharges, plugs it in and recharges. It's stinking awesome. I love this light. I have another one that's separate from here that I can move from router to router. But that's how I attached them. I literally just glued it in 2 different places with the CA Starbond glue, and it
And I'm
works out great.
working right now. I'm working on designing and making. Now you tell them.
Well, they'll find out.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're working on something that maybe another way to attach it.
Okay. Couple, and I'm sorry I didn't see who it was because it's going so fast. Somebody wanted to know the cord keeps getting wound up in the router. Router cord. Any suggestions?
Yes. I keep my cord. If you watch me, this is the Harbor Freight bench. When I'm carving, I keep my cord kind of clamped. I put some slack in it, and then I clamp it here. Before I had these benches, I would just use a spring clamp or any kind of a clamp to clamp it somewhere on the edge of a board, because I don't like my router cords or sander cords for that matter to drop off the end of the bench. I just don't care for that. So for me, what I do is I find a way to give myself an extra 6 or 10 inches, and then I clamp it, and that keeps it kind of from winding up and having the whole cord on the bench. I hope that is kind of what you're talking about, but that's what I do.
Pamela Berry says, Vicky, any more resin videos in the near future?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Probably quite a few more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got another project coming up after this chloride sign, this chloride leather sign. I've got actually 2 more projects backed up that I'll probably, and both of them are film worthy. So they'll be probably back to back after I get this one done.
Okay. Let's see. A big runner says, what's the best glue for putting pieces of wood together?
I like Type Bond too. I have used Gorilla Glue, but honestly, it's pretty expensive and it's a lot harder cleanup. So I like Type Bond too. I just did a video gluing that leather sign together, and I really like Type Bond too. That's my favorite.
Frank asks, have you ever used a
Talking about making one, and I've never used. Well, that have built them, and they worked out pretty well for them. But I have not.
Yeah, we made one time with a screen where the dust collected, but we've never had a dust collector like a vacuum hooked up to it.
Right, it was more of a
Yeah, it
gravity
was
thing.
kind of a gravity feed dust collector.
Yeah.
Pam says she's trying to find the one that I did on the Vikings table. Did I do a video on the Vikings table? Did I show how I made it? And the Boston table?
I don't know if you showed how you made it. You might have showed the actual tables, but I don't know
got
if
a
you
couple of comments on it, so you must have showed something on it.
I don't know if you showed how you made it.
Somebody says the thing's buffering and the sound, losing sound. We're perfect on this end, so I don't know why it's not showing
It could
me.
be they're listening to me try to talk.
Well, so Frank says it was buffering at the time you answered the question about that table collection, dust collection.
Oh, okay. So you want to say it again?
Yeah,
Is that
let's say it.
so? Yeah, we've never used a downdraft table that had a vacuum hooked up to it. We used to have a bench that had a like chicken wire on it, like screen, little 3/4 inch square screens, but it was more of a gravity, and then there was a cavity underneath that screen that caught the sawdust.
Yeah, with a drawer, we could pull
Yeah,
the
we
drawer out and get all the sawdust out. But we didn't have a vacuum hooked up to it. It was strictly just a gravity catch.
Yeah. So we had
It worked all right.
we had a backboard on the back of the bench with the screen here. The sawdust would hit that and then go down into the screen. So it actually worked out pretty well. It would have obviously worked a lot better had we set it up with a vacuum system, but we haven't done that.
Other than that, we haven't set up any downdraft vacuum tables for carving.
But if I was going to set up a vacuum system for carving, because I don't like anything attached to my router as far as a hose goes, this is about the maximum that I would have attached to my router. It would be that type of a system. I did a video with Dan Santolucido, and he had a trailer. This has been a couple years ago. He set up a sign carving trailer, and he had a deal where he had a taper with a vacuum attached here that he was doing his sanding. That was his routing. Then he had something set up with a sanding
He had a nice
belt.
little rig. So.
Oh, it was a great little sign carving trailer. and he had it set up really, really well.
All
Yeah.
right, Han says, what's the best router for sign carving?
For me, I like the DWP 611 DeWalt. That's what this is off of. The 450 Porter Cable 450 is virtually identical. In fact, the housing goes on either one of them. It's virtually identical to the DWP 611. But the 611, it necessitates that you modify the back of it. This is, in fact, you guys will see tomorrow morning a video about modifying these housings. Anyway, because this comes as one solid piece, and unless you open up the back side, all the sawdust is going to fly right in your face, and you don't have enough light. Or it's possible you might not have enough light. So,
I made a video on how to do that.
yeah, video number 50, hashtag 50, you can watch Dad cut this hole and use a hacksaw. But the other thing is, if you're just starting out, I think a great starting router and much cheaper than the 611 is the Rigid 2401. That's already open in the back, so you don't need to modify it. I would still suggest that you either make a base plate like this or you get one of ours. We've got one for that. But that's the only modification really needed to it, so you can have handles on it. The 2401 is a great little starting router. It's not as powerful as the DeWalt 611 or even the Makita, but great little starting router. $100, lifetime guarantee, really hard to go wrong. I use mine all the time.
Susan Alexander says she followed the instructions in your dad's video and it worked great.
Excellent.
Pam
Good job,
Berry
Sue.
says, I have an older Craftsman plunge router.
Okay?
Would fixed base router be a better?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't recommend a plunge router for sign carving at all. They're great for cutting out shapes, but they're just not good for sign carving.
What's the thickness of your base plate?
Basically quarter inch.
Quarter inch, 234 thousandths, 6 millimeter.
6 mil, yeah.
Okay.
And it works good.
All right. Any
Okay.
other questions? If I've missed them, I apologize. I've gone so fast.
But it's not stalling though.
No, but
That's
I'm
good.
afraid to. Hi, Matt. Matt Bay just got here.
Hey, Matt. Merry Christmas.
What mod you do to John Workshop? I don't know what that means. Why do you not recommend a plunge router?
Plunge-
They're too hard to handle. You don't have control like you do with a smaller fixed base router. You don't have control, and they're heavier. They tire your arms and your wrists out. You just don't have the same control for carving signs. We just don't recommend them at all. And believe me, I've been doing this for over 60 years, and I, when it comes to that particular subject, believe me, take my word for it. You don't want to try to be a sign carver with a plunge router base.
Tim Densmore says, does the Rigid have an LED lights?
It does have LED lights. It's never enough light for me. Even the DeWalt LED lights is not enough unless you're carving in the pitch dark. Then it's enough light. But if you're carving during the day, it's still not enough light for me. That's why I, have a setup like this.
All right, Susan Alexander says, I have a 611, but what's the difference between that and a plunge router?
Well, you have a 611, Sue, but if you have one of these bases, or if you have a regular base, just a regular base on there, that's called fixed base. A plunge base has this mechanism on it, generally somewhere on there. It's bulky. The handles are generally bigger and bulkier,
and it's one or two shafts that you can move the router up and down.
And it's kind of spring loaded for preset depths and all of that. It's just a lot more mechanism, a lot more bulk and that's one of the reasons, along with the reasons Dad said earlier, one of the reasons that we don't really like plunge router for carving signs. It just doesn't give you the control that you need.
Natalie Watson said she sold her first sign today.
Congratulations, Natalie. Good for
Way to
you.
go.
Fantastic.
George Wall said, I just made a base plate on Christmas Eve for my Bosch Colt. Thanks for the helpful tips, guys.
You're absolutely welcome. Terrific.
Let's see. Okay, let's.
Okay. All right. So we gave that away. I've got a few announcements. Don't forget, guys, on January 17th, this guy's birthday, we are going to be doing our draw for people that are interested in coming to the class.
All right, I'm sorry. We have another question from Matt Bay.
Okay.
Why would cedar fence chip and pull instead of cutting? Cedar fencing, why would it?
Gosh, there's some factors. Moisture in the board is one. I don't know what, Matt, I'm assuming you're using our router bits, but I don't know that for a fact. I try to think of all of the scenarios that could come into play.
Be sure you have a sharp router bit.
Yeah, if you don't have the right router bit, if you're trying to use an SC50 and you're going deep, or even a carving liner if you're going too deep, gosh.
I don't know about the pulling or chipping. I just...
If make sure that if you're carving that cedar fencing, that if it's got a cup to the board, this one has a little cup. If it's got a cup to the board, make sure you're using this for your surface, not this, because use that for your surface, there'll be a gap here, and these will ride and try and stick. If you're using this, then that router base will follow that contour. So I don't know if that's part of the problem, Matt. I mean, that's such a big question.
The grain of the board. It could be the moisture
I'm
content.
thinking moisture pulled like rubber.
That sounds like moisture to me.
Yeah, it sounds like
if it's not a sliding issue, that sounds like moisture to me.
Yeah, use your moisture meter. Make sure you're at somewhere between 6 and 10% moisture. Anything above that, you're going to have problems.
Yeah. And sometimes you can, after a while, you'll be able to feel a board and actually feel it and in your hands and know if it's got too much moisture in it. At the beginning, probably not, but as you go along, yes. But a moisture meter is a good idea. Okay, anyway.
A lot of happy birthdays to you, Dave.
Oh, you're getting a lot of
Thank
happy
you very
birthdays.
much.
So you'll have a couple more.
We did hope I last that long.
So on his birthday, January 17th, we will be drawing for people that want to come to the class. We've got a group of people that have showed an interest in coming to our class, which is in March 23rd, 2nd, 23rd, I think, that weekend. So we'll be drawing for that. If you guys are still interested in coming to that, get your name in on there. You don't have to have any money in.
Moving around, that's picking up.
Oh, it's picking up the sound?
Yeah.
It's my stool here. Anyway, so that's on January 17th. That's when Dad will be doing the drawing. The sign carving directory, Vicky's still putting that together. So if you guys want to be part of our sign carvers directory.
Can you tell them how to enter into the drawing for the class?
Yes. To enter, send Vicky an email. VickyWithDaveSigns@gmail.com. And just let her know that you're interested in coming to that class, because we only have 6 spots with or without spouses. So a maximum of 12 people. That's all we can handle. But if the spouses come, then they'll be probably working with Vicky with some resin and that kind of thing. And it's $200 per spot for the attendee. And then if you bring your spouse or your partner, whatever, then it's another $100. Okay. But anyway, if you have questions, email Vicky. She'll be happy to answer any questions. So the sign carving directory, sign carvers directory. If you're interested in that, you email me, eric@makeawoodsign.com, and send me a couple pictures of your work. And if your work is kind of up to snuff of what we think is applicable for the sign carvers directory, we will absolutely. There's no charge for it. It's just something that we're putting together. Vicky's doing a lot of work on it. And we'd like to have a directory of people all over the country, all over the world, that if there's somebody that is in that area that's looking for a sign, we'd like to send them to you.
We have them some right now in Sweden and
We do have some
Canada
international.
and
Yeah,
I think, do we have Australia?
I think so. Yeah. So if you guys want to be part of that, be sure and email me. And like I say, send me a couple pictures. So the last announcement. About 4 or 5 days ago, my computer crashed. Well, it didn't really crash. It was on the verge of crashing.
They said the sound disappeared.
Oh, really? So, crash. I didn't lose all of my information. I still have it, but I don't have it with me. I've ordered another computer, and our computer technicians are going to take all the information off of my CPU, off of my computer.
Bull's sick. Sorry, he's going to bed. So
Oh,
good night.
sorry,
Get
Bull.
better.
Hope you feel better, man. Anyway, they're going to grab all of my information and put it on my new computer, but I want a new computer probably for a couple weeks. So, that being said, no, I can't accept any sign carvers of the day until about mid-January, because all of my information for sign carvers of the day is on my computer that's sitting on a shelf in our computer tech's building. So I just don't have access to that. So if you guys can hold off on sending me sign carvers of the day submissions until mid-January, I would really appreciate it. If you send them, I'll just send you an email and let you know to send them back to me in mid-January, and I should be all ready to go by then. But we will be doing another sign carvers of the day episode here probably within the next week or two.
Darren says, Darren, yes, we do have a backup server. We just got to get the new computer to get it downloaded back onto your computer.
Yeah, it's all backed up. I didn't lose anything. I just don't have access to it right now, and I won't for a couple weeks.
People are saying that they're losing sound and the picture's buffering, so let's just wrap it up.
All right. Sorry, guys. We must be losing
Thank you,
our
Bert.
signal. So you guys have a great new year. Be safe and enjoy the last few days of the decade. So
We'll see you next time.
we'll see you next Friday. We'll be here.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.